Carey Price has waived his no-move clause for the purpose of expansion for the Habs to protect Jake Allen. So, Carey Price will be 34 in August. I think it's mid-August. Same month as Sidney Crosby, fun fact. Wow. He has a $10.5 million cap hit. There's some signing stuff in there. It's an expensive contract. However, here's what really worries Habs fans. So his wife, Angela, is from Washington State. On the off season, they live in Washington, and naturally, that's a lot closer to British Columbia. He's obviously from Anaheim Lake in British Columbia. And not to mention, he played for the Tri-City Americans in junior, so he's familiar. I'm pretty sure that's where he met his wife too. Mm-hmm. So it's scary. It's also very scary. Something that So his wife Angela, who's very thinking on social media, very active, put this thing on her story. It's Angela with the two of their daughters, Millie and Liv, adorable kids, saying, "Just checked my DMs, tongue sticking out emoji. Don't worry, guys, things will make more sense soon." And Habs fans, and myself included, are split down the middle as to how is that her saying, "Don't worry, guys, we're staying." Is it no? Guys, obviously, if Carey Price goes, it is like, especially if Shea Weber is gone, there will be tons of cap room for the Habs. Obviously, like, is there a reset now? Like, instead of they don't fully rebuild, obviously, because they have a lot of good pieces in that. Like, Montreal are in a good position regardless of what happens. It's just, it's important, I think, when you talk about a team you cheer for, that you make a bias very clear to the people listening or reading your stuff. I just want to, let me excuse that the audio is kind of bad here. So I'm just gonna grab something very quickly out of a display case I have here. So okay. Also behind me, you see that there are two photos. They're both of Carey Price, by the way. One of the first times I lived in Montreal, I picked this up, and this is one of Carey Price's masks, actually. Normally, he actually bids them off at the end of the year. I know a collector who used to work for the Habs, so, I love him.
Oh, is this
I know how Penguins fans feels.
This is you explaining your bias.
I no matter what, I say this a lot. You guys know me. I'm a dramatic person. Like, it's signed too, by the way. Like, yeah. And I've put this on before. I'm not gonna lie. This is the mask of his I'll get tattooed on my leg. I love hockey, and I want to talk about hockey for a living because of Carey Price. And no matter what happens, I'm gonna cry. I'm feeling like I'm gonna cry right now. I don't think my fandom for this team will ever be the same, and I will never ever forgive Marc Bergevin if they lose Carey Price. Yeah. I will never do it.
I want to talk about that at some point. I want to bring it up now, though.
We can do it now. Whatever. We have good time.
If he gets claimed,
yes,
that has to be the biggest L for Marc Bergevin during his tenure as GM of the Montreal Canadiens.
Could you imagine if Price and Subban get claimed, by the way?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And they win a cup in Seattle?
So ironic.
Yeah, that would be great.
Just the weird thing for me now is, again, it's that pattern we talk about with Marc Bergevin where we applaud him for what he's been able to do, and then these things happen because it's so weird to me now that I know we knew about the injuries, we knew about what was going to happen with some of the contracts, but it's really eerie to me that in maybe a week, a few days after the cup, that everything's unraveling.
Oh yeah. By the way, Danault's going to free agency too. Apparently, just throw that out.
That there. Jonathan Drouin. That was something that we don't know what's going on with that. I know he was exposed as well, but it's just a lot of things that I'm finding now with what was the core of this Montreal Canadiens team. It's just like suddenly it might look so different next year.
Yeah, I know. This might be, if Carey Price gets claimed, this might be the worst month in Habs history. It honestly might be. At least they got something for Waugh.
Yeah.
They will get rid of their franchise leader in wins, games played. He has every goalie record in Montreal, maybe except for playoff wins and shutouts, because Hainsworth played in like the days of like shenanigans and has 75 shutouts. This is not even real. For nothing, they could lose him.
If he does get claimed, I mean,
I would throw the biggest tantrum known to mankind.
We can have a discussion. We can talk about if we actually think he's going to get claimed in a bit. But Marc Bergevin does not sign an extension if Carey Price gets claimed.
If Molson, because there's word that maybe there's something for president of hockey ops, like in a cupboard somewhere.
Yeah.
If they lose him, take it and burn it and fire him and his staff. I don't care if Mellenby's done something wrong. If Trevor Timmons doesn't have it. No, he's gone too. Not the security guy. He's pretty cool. He's been around since like when they were winning cups, so he's cool. Maybe even Madame Bibo. No, we like Madame Bibo, but like that's where we are.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. Like, it's just insane to me that you're trying to, like, you're so set on keeping Jake Allen, unless there's something going on that the entire fan base does not know about, which I'd find highly unlikely, because there's never seemed to what? Yeah, like
it's Montreal.
Like nothing will come out, but it's just, to me, it's like you don't think we notice if something was off between Carey Price and the Montreal Canadiens, like the management. I don't see it. Also, to expose him, to ask him to waive the no move clause, to keep Jake Allen, to me, and then Carey Price gets claimed, to me is inexcusable, because you're telling me there's no Jake Allen replacement in free agency.
I thought that too. That's
Slav Halak, for the love of anything. Do you know how many goalies there are this year? The market is going to be flooded with them.
Especially like there may not be 1A goalies, but there are plenty of goalies who could literally substitute Jake Allen, and to go out of your way like this to take the risk, it just, to me, doesn't make sense.
Naturally, if you're Carey Price, like if he gets claimed, it's like, okay, I'm closer to every member of my family in every way possible.
Right.
What looks worse on Bergevin is everything he did over the summer last year was because Price and Weber said, buddy, we need some help here. The entire direction of and like, again, they're in a good spot, like regardless of what happens. But like, again, you went your whole thing off of like, and everything Price and like Bergevin has gone off about how he nearly worships the ground that Weber and Price walk on. I do the same with Price. I'm not gonna lie, but still, it's like the direction he's taken the team and sort of the sidestep they took in instead of just doing a full rebuild was Mike, how dare you text me? But was because it was to be done around those two players. And it's just, I just don't want Bergevin around this team. I'm fed up with him. Everything that, like, when I've ever said something positive about him over the past few months, it's just been immediately, I want to take it back. I want to go back I want to go back to the video. I hate living by a highway. I hate it so much. This is terrible, guy. I'm so upset. I'm not gonna rant anymore. I think we've said everything we need to say. I guess we can go to the discussion of do Seattle take him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you what do you think? I want you to start.
Okay, so if we look at this in black and white, he had an amazing playoffs. Regular season, going back to 82 games, 34 years old. Unlike Fleury, Carey's had a few more injuries. Remember when he missed an entire year? I did. Yeah. It was a bad year. Subban got traded because of it. This team is too much. And you think, okay, he has 5 years left. There's salary, there's signing bonuses in there, and again, they go like Francis. I think it was the day of the roster freeze had that big sort of. There was all that discussion about how important cap space is. Do you want to commit that much cap space for that long for the next few years is going to be a flat cap era? Now, however, there is the side of it's Carey Price. Like, that's your next star. That's the guy, how Fleury gets his car commercials and that, and his donuts. That's Carey. And he can get like a Bass Pro Shop thing. I don't know. Whatever.
They can figure something out.
And again, yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. No, go
sorry.
ahead. No, I'm just, okay, go. Sorry.
You sure? Okay, Alex, go, Alex.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's not, I guess, about money, because I think it's very well known that the owners in Seattle are more than okay spending up to the cap. I think we've had that discussion a few times. But again, like Adam, you said, do they want to spend $10.5 million in a flat cap where, he has 5 years left?
Yes.
And we're talking at least the next 3 seasons could be flat cap. That's more than half of that contract where it's $10.5 million. And he's 33. He's going to be 34. Like, and listen, I'm not saying he's going to completely decline, but the thing is that with Carey Price, we know if Seattle makes it to the playoffs and Carey Price is on that team, that's when we see prime Carey Price.
And their division sucks.
I mean, we literally just saw it this year, right?
This is 6 minutes ago by from Pierre LeBrun. For those pondering the idea of Seattle selecting Price only to trade him back to Montreal, the Habs throwing picks assets at Seattle for the Kraken to retain his salary. And I would assume that the teams would know this ahead of time. They're both like Francis and Burge have been around a long time. Hello, Mike Rottweiler. Good to see you. The NHL has informed both clubs that is a total no-go. League considers that a clear circumvention. I love that they care about cap circumvention all of a sudden. Thank you very much.
So I believe this is a rule. Because I was reading about this morning because someone tweeted about it, just a comment. You cannot trade a player back in terms of expansion. You can't trade a player back to the team within the first year, is my understanding of the rule.
The one thing I wanted to add there was when we look at expansion or we look at a new franchise that I know that we look at like the flat cap and everything, but if I'm an expansion team, or if I even look at the Winnipeg Jets example, I want to hit the ground running. I think that the Vegas Golden Knights have really set that standard, I think, with any sport. When you come in as a new team, that we're going to do whatever we can. So I just don't understand like this whole thing where why would you not take someone like Carey Price, who still is arguably one of the top 5? And I'm saying this as in the most rational sense, in a way where if you want to build a team, like, why would I want to go for anyone else if I could get this? And like the market value you can have with that in terms of advertising, in terms of having someone like that, like, why would you not take him?
Yeah, great. Also something breaking, and we'll end the Habs talk with this. This is from Jonathan Bernier of the Journal. Not that Bernier, the reporter. It looks like Deneau does not expect to re-sign with Montreal. He's looking for a 5-6 year deal with the AAV as $5.5 million.
Didn't they offer that to him?
Apparently.
So is the offer now not on the table?
Well, apparently there's just been no communication at all. Where have we heard this before? Bergevin sticking his back up. Remember that ESPN agent poll when they're like, Bergevin's probably one of the worst negotiators to deal with because he takes something so personally and is so back against the wall with stuff? That's very good.
Right. It's starting to bite him in the ass a little bit here.
Please take Drouin. And not in a bad way because I love Jonathan, but take Drouin. Call them. Make a side deal if you can. And do not lose. You're the best Hab since Patrick Waugh for nothing. Do not do that. Please. I am begging you, do not lose Carey Price for nothing. 300 plus wins, like 700 games played, 40 playoff wins plus in there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ridiculous stuff. I can't.